What's up, mortgage coach community? Dave Savage here, and I am with Muddy. What's up, Muddy?
Hey, Dave. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, brother. Well, I think last time I saw you was at the Fairway big event last year in person, and then I think I've interviewed you at least one or two times since then. But we haven't done anything since COVID, man. It's good to see you.
That's right. It's been a couple of months. It's good to see you. It's been great to see the way Mortgage Coach and the Mortgage Coach community has really kind of ramped up their support through this time. So it's been awesome. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. No, the mortgage industry has been somewhat insulated. Well, not somewhat. I mean, we're having record months. It's doing well. And we sell a virtual tool that helps loan officers better connect. So it's been good for us. What's it been like for you? Because I mean, I know you used to do a lot of in-person events, and then I've hired you before, and you've helped visualize some things for virtual events. But what's it been like for you, brother?
Yeah. Thanks for asking. So we have always served our clients, and ultimately we're on a mission to help them unlock awesome through visual thinking. We've done that in live events, we've done that in virtual events, and then we've done kind of illustration and creating custom graphics. And so when all of this hit, of course, live events immediately kind of dropped off. A lot of those are being pushed out, and there was a bit of uncertainty in the beginning. But now a lot of those events are really coming online, and I think we'll see more hybrid events, which have some people in person, but also streaming online. So I'm fortunate in that I've always had the ability to work remotely with clients, but now we've got this kind of state-of-the-art digital studio set up. We've been training the rest of my industry how to kind of level up and do this work in a virtual setting. So still doing a lot of the same things, ultimately helping people meet more effectively and capture those ideas in an engaging way.
Yeah, no, it's a crazy time, but it's an exciting time, and I'm sure I'll see you hopefully at Sales Mastery's virtual event this year. Money is, I think, for past 2 or 3 years you've been making awesomeness, or making it visual awesome for Sales Mastery. So hopefully you'll be part of the team this year. So guys, here's how I'd like to frame this call. A lot of people don't know it, but the actual company name of Mortgage Coach is Wow Tools. That was the vision when I founded Mortgage Coach. My epiphany as a salesperson was that if I could get someone to go, wow, this guy's smart. Wow, I could trust this guy. And I could get them to think that, they'd do business with me. I created Mortgage Coach. That was my first wow tool. And when I think of the virtual economy that we live in now, while I do think there'll be in-person events again, and for those of you that meet with families in person before COVID, you'll meet with families again post-COVID. But here's another reality I have. Grandma knows what Zoom is now, and people have adopted and like it and get a lot of efficiency from meeting on Zoom, meeting in a virtual experience. And so we're going to have more virtual experiences, and we need to learn how to wow with a virtual experience. And you're going to be blown away at some of the things you see Rene Rodriguez come out with soon. He's bringing his Amplify event to a virtual experience, and the way he's doing virtual keynotes is a wow. But here's the deal, guys. Muddy is a wow. The level of engagement that he can help you create with a virtual event, it's pretty amazing. So Muddy, why don't you just walk us through? Like, I don't know if you can show us anything virtually wow, but let's just walk through, like, what are some of the things you're doing? Because I know you're also a leader, and when it comes to visual illustrators and communicators, you're not only a leader in the mortgage space, I mean, you're a leader in the world. So what are the things that you're doing, and what are the things that you're teaching people to do?
Right on. Thanks, Dave. And boom, how cool to see, Wow Tools is the name. In fact, our legal name is Unlock Awesome LLC, doing business as a Whiteboard Academy. So pretty cool. It is amazing to be able to meet online, meet virtually. One of the things that people have noticed, and you may have noticed, and other people have noticed, there's a thing called Zoom fatigue, right? It's really pretty easy to get a little bit worn out when all of your interactions. So first of all, video is so much more engaging than the old, conference calls, right? So huge level up. However, for a lot of folks, being online all the time can be tough. There's all kinds of other distractions around, and it's seeing everybody at the same time is also kind of, fires a lot of different sensories going off. And so one of the things that we do, and it's actually even more powerful in a online setting, like virtual setting, like a Zoom meeting, is we capture and create, visual notes live during the call, right? This isn't a mortgage one. This was from an event at local university a little while ago. But whether that is drawing on our iPad during the meeting, so capturing those ideas in real time. So people hire us to sit in on the call, sit in on the conference, and draw a live visual summary storyboard is what we call it, right? So a live visual summary storyboard, we're capturing those ideas and insights in a visual way and creating this one-page graphic of those key ideas. Talk about a wow opportunity. So during the call, it helps everybody stay engaged because everyone on the call can see that. We essentially set that as our video feed, right? So that's what people can pin the video or kind of look in, zoom in on what we're doing and see those ideas. So people see the conversation in real time. It completely reinforces what they're hearing. It helps them stay more engaged. It helps them actually understand the content quicker and remember it longer. And then they're equipped with this one-page visual summary. So after the meeting, they can remember what happened. And we often do a 2-minute recap. One of the things that you've seen and Todd Duncan has leveraged is our ability to do this 2-minute recap, which is something that kind of sets us apart from the few other people in the world that do this kind of work, is also our ability to present this information in a succinct way. And when we do that, it models for people how to kind of talk through the graphic. And so they're equipped to take those ideas and share them with others. So the impact of that content has this ripple effect even long beyond the meeting. So whether that's drawing on the iPad during the meeting, in our digital studio, we can also kind of roll in the big board behind us, and we're using high-end DSLR cameras. We can zoom in and show people how to capture that on the big board. So that's the live capture piece. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes total sense. And I hope you guys got 2 takeaways from what Buddy just said. He's talking about improving the engagement during the Zoom event. And I've never heard that term Zoom fatigue, but I know what it is. I mean, I'm ADD and, I'm either multitasking or we're jumping off camera, we're jumping on camera. We all get it. And so let's talk about an event where, let's say you partnered with a real estate agent and you were doing some type of an event for your clients and a real estate agent's clients. And you were going to talk about, moving up or moving down. I mean, there's a lot of people in COVID right now that are, they don't want to keep living in the house that they're in. They either want a bigger office, they want a better kitchen, they need more space, they want to move out of the city, they don't want to go home in an elevator. Whatever it is, people are thinking about moving out, moving down, moving out of town. And so I am recommending to everybody in the mortgage coach community that you're partnering with real estate agents and you're inviting clients to these events. So imagine if you have, I don't care if it's 10 people or 50 people, and if you have hundreds, to make that as engaging as you can and to make that as memorable as you can after the event. And I think you guys should do that. Muddy, one of the things that we're doing, and I'm going to show it on my screen really quick, is we are advocating to our community, because the mortgage coach community are the most valuable loan officers in America. But one of the things that they do that's different is they help families make a more informed decision. These are the 3 essentials to making a smart mortgage decision. Number 1, you got to give a family options. Number 2, you got to show those options over different periods of time that are relevant to the family, 3 years and 7 years, or 7 years and 15 years. And number 3, a good mortgage professional is always saying, hey, how can you pay off your home faster? Or how can you reduce your debt costs? And so I have been advocating to the mortgage coach community and loan officers, hey, share this image, take a picture of it, pull it off our Facebook group. But guys, make it yours and create your version of this and then share it on social media. But here's something even better that I just thought of while talking to Muddy. What if you partnered with a realtor and you put on an event, you taught the 3 essentials to making a smart move up or move down decision, and I'm sure the realtor also has a couple essentials. And what if you educated that? And guys, and what if you authored that? Like during the event, you had Muddy and his team authoring that. So it's like authorship is ownership. You're delivering this event, Muddy is illustrating it, and then the deliverable after the event is the, your 3 to 5 takeaways, your realtor's 3 to 5 takeaways. How many more loans would you get? How many more homes would you sell? How many more referrals would you get? I don't know. I mean, what do you think, Muddy? Would that be a good idea? Muddy, you're on mute.
Thank you. My wife was coming home and the dog was barking, so I muted myself. There's 3 things I took from that. One is using graphics pre-prepared, right? So building some custom graphics ahead of time that are more engaging. And so one thing that happens is when our minds see typed content and perfect clip art and things like that, our minds perceive that as finished and we kind of lean back into this consumer mode. But when our minds see things that are hand-drawn, it feels like it's draft and there's opportunity to participate, and we lean in and are naturally more engaged. So one of the things that I do with my clients, and this is just a sample, my wife actually owns a real estate firm here in the Triangle with 10 agents, and one of the things that they have done is create all of these custom graphics that they use when they sit down and talk with new buyers and sellers about the process, right? So creating, and then when we teach, or our clients who have online courses or teach online courses, we prepare handcrafted slides. So imagine if the slides that you were showing in your presentation had these handcrafted graphics or elements with them. People are naturally more engaged. There's a physiological impact. So that's the first piece. The second piece is capturing those ideas in real time. And one of the things that you said was asking your participants, what are your top takeaways? And being able to capture that. When people see their ideas, their content being captured in a visual way, right? If we're on that call and listening and drawing those ideas, people feel heard at such a deeper level when it's their ideas being captured. It's something like I've never experienced before, when to see the impact. I had no idea when I started to do this with people, but when we're capturing discussions, right? Not just presentations, but capturing these conversations and Q&A sessions, the audience feels like that's talk about ownership. Like that's my idea right there being captured. And so there's so much higher level of authorship, of ownership, and then giving them that as a takeaway, it feels like this incredible gift that you as a loan officer, as a realtor partner, is giving them this custom artwork, right? This custom capture of this content is a gift. A lot of one thing that Todd Duncan does at Sales Mastery is often give these visual summary storyboards to the speakers as gifts after the fact. He kind of sends them to them. And so, a couple of weeks after the event, they get this huge, thing in the mail, they open it up, and there's their visual summary of their presentation. I mean, it completely elevates your status as, the person who's giving that as a gift. So 3 real cool things.
So that just made me think of another idea, guys, because we've been advocating and evangelizing that you help realtors virtually connect. You use Mortgage Coach to deliver the personalized, localized TCA. But guys, how cool would it be if you partnered with an agent, you did an event, and then just the agent itself would appreciate the fact that 1, you did this illustration, and then 2, you gave them a piece of content that they could, showcase in their office. You gave them some images that they could share on social media. And let's face it, everybody who attended that event, they're getting some images that they can remember what you taught them. So I don't know. I think this is a great idea. I think it's a great opportunity to create a virtual wow. If guys, if you're watching this right now, I want to know, what are you doing to go beyond the norm? Like, everybody has Zoom. Grandma knows what Zoom is now, or some competitor to Zoom, some way to virtually connect and deliver. What are you doing to differentiate? What are you doing to keep people's attention? And then what are you doing so that after that event, they remember it? If you want to be the best loan officer in America, if you want to be the most valuable loan officers to the families you serve and the realtors that you serve, you need to do something more than just jump on Zoom, because that's not a differentiator anymore. Anything else you want to bring to everybody?
Yeah,
right
and here's a great to kind of add on to the question for the audience, right? So you can see, as I've been sharing some examples, Dave is like, oh, that made me think of this, that made me think of that. That happens all the time. I'm used to that. So as you are listening to this, what ideas came up for you? Things that you aren't doing now, but are like, oh, wow, that would be next level. That would be awesome. What ideas triggered for you? We'd love to see those in the comment and help follow up and be a resource for you.
So guys, I've interviewed Muddy before. I'll put a couple links to our most recent interviews. And heck, like when I did the Darren Hardy interview, I hired him and he actually did a visualization. So Darren and I were going back and forth. And then every once in a while, Muddy would show his screen and he was building out this visual summary as we were talking. I've hired him a number of times, pre-COVID, to visualize virtual events. So we were a little bit ahead of our time there, brother.
I know. I look back on those times. That was like the first iteration of my digital studio up in the attic. I mean, it feels so primitive to me now, but that was 3-4 years ago. We were doing some of this remote graphic facilitation, this visual capture. So way ahead. We've been on that leading edge. And, one of the things that I have noticed in this COVID situation, I've been prepared and able to kind of work digitally, work remotely with clients around the world, almost from the beginning of Whiteboard Academy. But a lot of my peers, right, there's a handful of us around the world that do this, and most of us most of them had only been working in person, in live, and so kind of we're completely at a loss. Recognizing that, one of the first things that I did when this crisis hit is put out some free videos and put out some training offerings for my peers to help elevate the entire visual practitioner community on how to do this digitally. And in fact, some of those trainings have been so successful that we're now offering digital studio best practices as a training to people outside of my industry, to people in the mortgage industry, real estate, technology, just saying, hey, we're leading these online meetings, but we don't want to be, looking up at the ceiling fan behind us, right? How do we actually look good lighting, good audio? And so that's another kind of offering we've added to help our clients and help our community, just kind of help their meetings stand out. So with just a little bit of effort, you can get a lot more production value, and you just come off as more of an authority, more of an expert when you look good on a virtual meeting, because a lot of the tools that you're offering are these technology-based tools. And so it just completely adds to your credibility. So
yeah, no, I love it. I am committed to you guys being the most valuable mortgage professionals in America. That's what Mortgage Coach is all about. I hope you're getting value from this. Muddy, if anybody wants to connect with you, they want to hire you to help unlock awesomeness virtually, or if they want to, subscribe to your educational offering and kind of learn how to do it themselves, what's the best way for people to follow up and learn more from you?
Absolutely. Thank you. So whiteboardacademy.com, absolutely the easiest place. Right at the top, it'll say yes, schedule a free discovery call, big yellow button. That'll go directly to my calendar, and we can jump on a quick call, understand where you're at, brainstorm what's the best way to move forward. We also have one-on-one visual training and coaching and consulting. So if you're like, I just need to get Muddy on an hour or two and help me level up, or jump on a call with me, or create some graphics through our coaching tab, that's a super easy way to do that. And then, whiteboardacademy.com, that's the place to go, and love to connect.
Love it. So guys, this image right here, I want to see you as a community educating this to families. I mean, this is part of our bigger why at Mortgage Coach, is that when a family gets into debt, they get options. They understand those options over time, and that every time a family gets into debt, they're intentional and they're strategic about how do I get out of debt faster and cheaper. So I hope you will hire Muddy to help make your own version of this. I hope you make your own version of this 10 different ways to Sunday. If you do hire Muddy and he does some cool visualizations for you, share those back into our Facebook group. I want to see people creating awesomeness, creating wow in virtual events. So please let us know what you're doing and any success you have. Bring it back into the Mortgage Coach Facebook group. So Muddy, I appreciate you, brother. This was an awesome call. And if you could, let's come back maybe in a couple weeks, couple months. And as you are doing this in the mortgage industry, let's come back next time and let's show some examples of what you did and how you did it and how you're helping our community create awesomeness. You cool with that?
Absolutely. Yeah, that sounds great. I appreciate the opportunity to unlock awesome.
All right, little virtual fist bump. Take care, brother.
See ya.